I want to show you something that I'm sure they don't want you to see anymore. It's a video of Michael Tait that's been taken down from the internet. It's odd, right? Why would they remove it? What's the big deal? Well, this video was originally used to promote a Christian book about marriage, a book called The Dating Manifesto, a drama-free plan for pursuing marriage with purpose by Lisa Anderson. Now, here's where it gets really ironic. This video, this promotion, it was made almost 9 years ago, and they used Michael Tait, a man who wasn't even married at the time, to promote a book all about marriage. Think about that for a second. A man, someone who hadn't even made the commitment to marriage himself, was being used to promote a book on how to pursue marriage with purpose. Doesn't that strike you as strange? Maybe even a little hypocritical.
Being single is not by choice for me. I spent time last week, speaking of Toby Mack, one of my besties in life, and his wife and his 5 kids, 3 natural, 2 adopted, but all his kids. And I said, if I have one regret in life, this is deep. I haven't said this much on film, guys, so I appreciate this. One regret in life, I look back, I would probably gotten married earlier, period, and had some kids, because now I'm 49, I'm not sitting there going, oh, lonely, woe is me, lonely Prince Tait, or whatever. No, none of that. The fact is, I think I'd have made a pretty good dad. And I love kids, and you know.
In the video, Michael Tait opened up about something really personal. He admitted that being single wasn't by choice for him, which is a striking confession, especially for someone in the public eye. He even went as far as to say that if you had one regret in life, it would be not getting married sooner. But listen, he's got a lot more to say.
And I'm not saying, oh, I'm done. I got cancer, I'm dying tomorrow morning. But the fact is, I look at it both sides. You can be Paul and not have kids, not have a wife. But I see myself as Paul now, so to speak. But I would much rather, in another mind life, than like, okay, you know what? Hey, why not have kids? Get married, have a couple of kids, and pass on the Tait name. You know, so that's the reality. My mom always said, honey, don't marry the one you can live with. Marry the one you can't live without. And there's lots of those girls I've met in the past I could live without. The real true honest side, I'm pretty selfish, because the flesh side of me says, I want you when I want you, and when I go do my own thing, I'm gonna do my own thing. So that kind of attitude, probably not healthy for a marriage, turns out. So I tend to just live my life day to day, stay in the Word, married to the Word, married to Christ. If it comes along, I'm not gonna run from it. If it works out, more power to it. I'll be Abraham. Send me a Sarah. You know?
This video was posted about 9 years ago by Focus on the Family. And when you look back at it in light of everything that's happened recently, there's a lot to unpack. But I'll leave that to you for now. What really caught my attention, though, was something else. As the news of Michael Tait's confession began to hit the media, the platform that posted this video, Focus on the Family, silently took it down. Just like that, the video was unlisted, gone, like it never existed. Now, the public can't view it unless they already have the link, and that to me speaks volumes. I feel like there's no full transparency here. I mean, if you're gonna use Michael Tait, a high-profile figure, to promote a Christian book about marriage, and then all of this comes to light, the struggles, the double life he was leading, don't you owe the public some explanation? Don't you think you should step up and address it instead of quietly sweeping it under the rug? They made sales off his image, using his status to sell a product. And now that his story doesn't fit the perfect Christian image they were promoting, they just take it down without a word? That doesn't sit right with me. Over 90,000 views on that video, and the comments were full of positive, affirming messages from single and divorced Christian women who were genuinely looking for hope and guidance in their pursuit of marriage. They were vulnerable, believing in what they saw, trusting the image being sold to them, and yet they were being misled. This video wasn't about marriage advice. It was a marketing tool designed to trigger emotions and push them into buying a book that was promoted through a false character, an image of Michael Tait that didn't reflect the reality of his life. These women hoping for real love were caught up in a lie. Some of these women even went as far as saying they would marry Michael. There was someone in the comment section 6 years ago who was telling the truth. When someone commented, "I'll marry you," this person responded with, "He's gay, homosexual. I know him and used to hang out with him and a few other Christian artists in Nashville. They are not what they claim to be. Toby Mac is a freak and Kevin Smith was a woman. I've seen it all." Imagine that. Someone who had firsthand knowledge of what was really going on. Someone who had seen the truth behind the scenes, calling out the facade in front of a sea of people who were being sold a lie. If you think me talking about these things is a problem, then I think Michael making millions of dollars from Christianity is a much bigger issue. The truth is, there are so many more Christian artists out there living a double life, protected by the system, hidden behind a perfect image, and profiting off of faith they don't actually live. And yes, there's forgiveness, but let's not get it twisted. That doesn't erase the fact that they sold us a lie. They've manipulated their way into luxury, all while deceiving the very people who trusted them. Think about it. How many more will look at this and think it's easy to step into the Christian music industry, to fool people by sprinkling a few Bible verses into their lyrics, while behind the scenes, they're living completely different lives? It's all about the money and the fame, and they know exactly how to play the game. It's sickening, and we're allowing it to happen, but it's time for a change. We need to start asking the hard questions. We need to get comfortable with holding these artists and the system accountable, because if we don't, more people will keep getting taken for a ride. And let's not forget, Scripture itself admonishes us to expose the works of darkness. It's not just a suggestion, it's a command. We can't keep letting these false images go unchallenged. The truth needs to come out. And it's time we stop sitting in silence pretending everything's fine while they continue to profit from lies. We need to hold them to a higher standard because the damage they're causing is real, and we have a responsibility to make sure people aren't being deceived. Jesus is the ultimate example for all of us as Christians. He lived a life that reflected God's love, humility, and purpose in everything he did. His teachings, actions, and sacrifice are the foundation of our faith. And as believers, we are called to follow his lead, striving to be more like him in our daily lives. However, it's also important to recognize the responsibility that Christian leaders and individuals in positions of influence, whether pastors, singers, elders, or anyone else, carry. They are looked up to as role models, and their example should reflect the teachings of Christ. This means they should lead by example, showing the love, integrity, humility, and kindness that Jesus demonstrated. It's not just about preaching the word, but living it out, inside and out. Their actions should align with their words, creating an authentic and consistent witness to others. If this message resonates with you, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Let's continue to strive to be the kind of example that Jesus was, guiding others toward his love and truth.